Hello there, and welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Jacob, and thank you so much for attending this lecture on Pokemon biology. Joining me here in the classroom today is, of course, my wonderful teaching assistant, Mr. Curtis. Mr. Curtis, please go ahead and say hello to everybody.
Mr. Curtis, hello.
Are you Mr. Curtis? Yes? Are you asleep? I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry for all the students listening at home. We had a very long night last night, and our flight from Alola was delayed by several hours. We didn't get in until, the wee hours of the morning. So we're all a little bit tired here.
I'm so sorry. Cancel
Professor.
class today. That would have been smarter.
No, unfortunately, learning never stops. That other voice that you hear is our trainer in training. Yes, the one student that we have in the classroom. His name is Corbin. If you could, please say hello to everybody.
Yo,
Corbin.
what's up?
I didn't get to say hello.
I'm a little tired too. No, you said hello. Be quiet. It's my time now. Guys, happy to be back. A little bit sad. Because I miss Alola, I miss the beaches, I miss Professor Palm's wife's cooking, Mrs. Palm's cooking.
I agree, Mr. Curtis.
Good times, and I'm gonna miss it, but it's also I'm glad to be home. My mom missed me. The Mr. Mime at home missed me. And stop. Be quiet.
Hey,
what do you,
Corbin?
Corbin,
what do you have in your backpack? Who are you talking to?
Nothing. I don't have anything in my backpack.
This is a class.
No. Just leave me alone. There's nothing in there. I wasn't talking to anybody.
Well, if he says nothing's in there, I have to.
I thought you were
him.
just talking to your shoes.
No, you are somebody. I'm not saying it.
Okay,
like that.
well now we can see you. What's in the bag? All right, bring the bag
Nothing.
up to the front.
There's nothing. I'm not going to
bring
bring
it
it
right now.
No.
I'm confiscating your bag, young man.
That means you have to give it to him.
Curtis, don't take it. Don't.
All
right.
Hello.
He snatched my bag. Now he's stealing my stuff.
Hey. Oh, a box of tissues. Peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh, wow.
Just can you just give it back?
And
why do you have so much glitter in your backpack?
A half-deflated basketball.
It's just like that and like piles of glitter everywhere.
That's right. Just Oh.
I like the way it looks.
And hello, who's this?
What?
Oh, that is Sheldon. I brought him back from Alola.
Did you steal this Shellder from?
I didn't steal him. He asked to come. I adopted him. He asked to come with me.
And then you
Corin.
forced it onto a flight, a 3-hour-long flight all the way from Alola.
I didn't force him.
Not to mention,
asked.
this is a customs nightmare. This is not a Pokeball Pokemon. You can't just carry Pokemon across regions like that.
Well,
who knows what kind of parasites it could bring?
Yeah, who knows what the pressure is going to do to its delicate body.
I know.
Look, he's been fine. We've been hanging out since last night, and I've been feeding him. And he's fine. Look, I've had him in my house. He's kind of like my first real Pokemon, so I think you should just give him back at this point.
Nope. I'm sorry.
No, unfortunately, no. You don't have your trainer's license. I can't in good conscience.
Come on, man.
And you definitely don't have an importer's permit for this. I'm sorry.
However, this is a great happenstance because the Pokemon that we're learning about today actually is Shellder.
Well, that's a coincidence.
So I'm gonna, and I wasn't able because of the short amount of time to prepare a Shellder as a demonstration. I was just gonna draw one on the board, but now that we have one right here,
I brought an outfit. I was gonna dress up to be your model.
Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, that's awful. I'm glad we don't have to sit through that. Maybe at the Halloween party.
Wait, hold on. Are you guys aren't gonna deport Sheldon, are you?
Oh, yeah, no, he's got to go back to Alola.
Oh,
well, but first he has
to
go. First he has to go up to the ranch.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what? Why?
Well, that's what I mean. We have a contract with Mr. Curtis's uncle who lives up in the ranch in the up near Cerulean City.
So wait, hold on. So you get mad at me for
most things you do, I get mad at you.
So you get mad at me for bringing him here.
Yeah.
But then you want to force him to go to Mr. Curtis's uncle's breeding center.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just the contract that we have, and we could always use more Shelders in the world. But then we'll be sending him back to Alola. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about this Shellder right here. It's what you called him Sheldon, I think was the name.
Sheldon, yeah.
Sheldon. Okay, all right, yeah. Sheldon. What can you guys tell me about the Sheldon the Shellder here? What do you notice?
Well,
he does have a shell.
Oh, very good.
I think that might have been the inspiration for his name, but I can't remember what made me think of it. May have been that. But yeah, he's cute. He's small. He has like a little black interior that he doesn't really like to open up, and he's got this long, cute little tongue that I flick sometimes with my fingers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean the tongue is very robust. The Shelders do use their tongues to do a lot of different things, so I'm sure flicking it isn't really going to cause Sheldon there too much distress.
No, he didn't mind. Yeah, and so I mean that's pretty much it. I mean the shell has a few spikes on it. Shell itself is pretty hard, and it's also purple. But I mean, like, there's not much to look at for the Shellder, I guess. It's not like there's not really too much to talk about here. Yeah, no, he's a pretty simplistic looking little guy, and you know what? That's what we love about him. Nature just designed this one real easy for us. Yeah, he's just built different, as the kids say. Yeah, I know. Not like he's built different,
like a brick wall.
Okay. I don't think that's how that song goes, but yeah. So and like this Pokemon, while it's not like a lot to look at, it's very rugged, right? This Pokemon can take a hit and keep on kicking. I don't know. Is that the take a hit? What's the phrase? Take a hit, keep on licking. And keep on sticking. Take a lick and keep on kicking. Is that it? No, that doesn't sound right.
And keep on licking.
Take a kick and kick somebody else back.
Keep on hitting, but also hit.
Kick them and keep going.
Don't hit if you can't stay out of the kitchen. I can't remember.
If you can't beat them, join them.
One hit is better than two in the bush.
Don't hit me, Dad. I think that was
lick them in the bush as you kick them in the face.
Oh, geez. Wow. Do you want to talk about that last one you said there, Corbin?
What? No.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll move on. All right. So I do have an extra. I have a bunch of Pokeballs here in my drawer. Let me just go ahead and open this drawer right here and grab Pokeball. All right. Sheldon, welcome to your new home. I know. God, look at the poor thing. He's terrified.
Then don't do this to him. If this is torture.
No, he's scared about being away from his home. How can you not tell that?
No, he misses me. He's crying out to me. It's okay, buddy. We'll find each other again soon.
We'll get you home. Back to Alola, to your family in the Alola region. All right.
I'm his new family. You let him have me.
No, all right. Well, okay. I'll put him in the Pokeball now.
Goodbye.
You gotta listen, Corbin. We gotta talk about your kidnapping of Pokemon. It's gotta stop.
What? At least I'm not killing them like Mr. Curtis.
That is true. It can always be worse. But it can also be better.
I have never killed a Pokemon. I've never been convicted of that.
He was never convicted. That is true. All right. I think it's time. You know what? We've all had a rough day. I think we gotta get through these Pokedex entries and just get through this lesson. What do you guys think?
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Let's get through it.
All right. Starting off in the Kanto region, the first Pokedex entry says its hard shell repels any kind of attack. It is vulnerable only when its shell is open.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So any kind of attack. Nothing can penetrate this the shell that it has.
Nothing can do it.
Rock solid.
Nope. Yeah. Yes. Oh, I thought you were saying that. I thought that was one of the things that you were asking if it could beat the shell.
No.
Rock. No, it can't.
Nothing can beat it.
Nothing. Next one says the shell can withstand any attack. However, when it is open, the tender body is exposed. It's also delicious, just in case you were wondering.
Tasty.
Tender and delicious. It doesn't say that. I'm adding that myself.
Yeah, don't say that.
Well, I can't. I can say whatever I want because I'm the professor and I have that right.
I don't think that's how that works.
I think it does. I'm sorry. Do you have a degree in Pokemon biology? I don't think you do.
No, but I have a degree thermostat thing in my room.
Wow, look at this guy. He can control the temperature of his room. All right, don't need to brag.
I mean, hey, I'm a pretty big deal in that household. I control whether or not we burn or whether we get chilled to oblivion.
Wow.
It's a big responsibility.
It is, it is.
Professor, I can't wait to learn about Shellder's side of the whole Slowbro a connection. You know?
Man, God, Mr. Curtis, me neither. I can't wait until we learn about that. Maybe it'll be today, or maybe it's just not in any of these Pokedex entries at all. So we'll see which one of those it is.
I feel like it's the second one.
The next one says, its shell is harder than diamond. It hides in sand on the sea floor and catches prey with its soft tongue.
Very nice.
How do you think that works? How do you think it catches prey with its tongue?
I think it flicks it out of the sand like
And it
like that,
scoops
flicks it
them into
around.
its mouth.
Like this, Mr. Curtis. You see me do it?
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah,
like
that.
that.
Here, let me throw a pencil at you.
Don't
Go.
throw a
Get
pencil at him.
Jeez! Don't throw that. He just said not to throw it.
I did say that.
And you threw it. You threw it anyway.
Well, you're supposed to catch it with
Disobeying?
your tongue, Corbin.
No, I don't want to eat a pencil. You do it when you want to eat something, and I don't want to eat a pencil. So why would you throw a pencil at me?
I don't understand why you wouldn't want to eat a pencil, but okay.
So the way I interpreted this entry is like I kind of pictured that it like sticks its tongue out and then it waits for prey to like, you know, bite its tongue because it thinks it's like, you know, it's like food or something, and then it like sucks it in. It like
Sure, yeah.
that's how I think it uses its tongue.
But that's not as fun as
what do you suppose that is? What would bite his tongue like that?
Crabby?
I don't know. Whatever it eats, maybe
a
Magikarp.
crabby.
Maybe a Remoraid potentially. I don't know.
Maybe a Sharpedo.
I don't think I don't think a Sharpedo is going to be interested in going after that tongue.
Right.
Although maybe.
Right. Maybe a Love Disc? Love Disc?
Oh, I bet Shellder absolutely chomps down.
Yummy.
Maybe maybe like a Surskit too. Some like kind of like water fairy.
Yeah. It might mess up a Surskit real good.
Or maybe a Araquanid.
Yeah, sure.
Good question there, Mr. Curtis. Very, very good question.
Thank you.
But one that does not have a definite answer, unfortunately. The Pokedex entries leave us with prey, so we don't really know what it's eating.
The Pokedex don't say it, then it ain't nothing real.
Well, I mean, but we can speculate. Nothing is stopping us from being like, well, maybe it's a hypothesis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Very good. Moving on to the Johto region. It swims facing backward by opening and closing its two-piece shell. It is surprisingly fast.
Ooh.
It doesn't say how fast. Doesn't give us a number.
Say how fast.
No,
it's no Golduck.
It's faster
just
than
like,
what you would expect.
I was gonna say, yeah. Think of how fast you would think a Shellder would move, and it's probably faster than that. Like just a little bit faster than that.
Maybe 6 miles an hour, I think.
Yeah. Or how many knots is that?
0.3.
0.3. I don't know if that's right, but I'll take your word for it.
Well, listen, I'm not a nautical man.
You're not a nautical man?
I'm not.
Nautical man?
Yeah.
Laugh, damn it! All right, moving on. The next one here says, grains of sand trapped in its shells. Whoa. Oh, in its shells, because it has two. Okay, yeah. Grains of sand trapped in its shells mixed with its body fluids to form beautiful pearls. Ooh, that's nice.
Did Sheldon have any beautiful pearls, Corbin?
He made a couple, and I actually gave one or two of them to my mom. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Maybe she can afford to buy you another bed now.
Yeah. Well, maybe she could. I mean, they're not worth that much. But if I had held on to Sheldon a little bit longer, maybe I could have made a few more pearls.
Well, not if you didn't put them in the water near the ocean.
Well, how about you just give them back to me so I can make some more pearls and sell them and get a bed?
Laws are laws, Corbin. All right, I cannot.
I am
I don't
tired
make them.
of sleeping in the same bed as my mom and Mr. Mime. Please.
Sheldon is an illegal immigrant. We must send him home.
Okay. That is true.
Careful with that phrasing there, Mr. Curtis. Some might think you're a bigot.
He is pretty big.
He is a big guy.
He is a big guy. Oh, it sounds like a compliment to me. He's big and he is it. Let me tell you.
He is it.
He is it.
Mm-hmm.
He is big and he is the it. So we're gonna reclaim that word.
Yeah, finally.
This guy is the man. He's a bigot.
Finally, it's been in the wrong hands for too long. That's Curtis's word. All right, the next entry here says, clamping onto an opponent reveals its vulnerable parts. So it uses this move only as a last resort.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, like if all else fails, or if it's eating something, I guess probably it will also.
Sure.
do that.
Yeah.
Who knows? All right. In the Hoenn region, this is the first entry says, at night, this Pokemon uses its broad tongue to burrow a hole in the seafloor sand and then sleep in it. While it is sleeping, Shellder closes its shell but leaves its tongue hanging out.
Why does it do that?
That was about to ask you the same thing.
So it leaves its tongue hanging out while
Yes, it leaves its tongue hanging out, which I would think it's makes it very vulnerable, right? I mean, that's part of its most vulnerable part, right?
Softiness,
It's soft tongue.
So why would it do that,
Maybe it's always trying to catch prey, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe.
Or maybe there just isn't enough room in its shell for its tongue. Or maybe it's just a really cute thing and it doesn't need an actual reason. It's just a cute thing that Shellder does.
It's okay, it wants to sleep with its tongue out.
Oh, look at his tongue. Look at his little tongue. It's doing the little flicks. It's so cute.
Wait, I thought you put him back up.
No, I was pretending like I was seeing a sleeping Shellder.
Okay.
All right. The next one here, in the Hoenn region says, it is encased in a shell that is harder than diamond. Inside, however, it is surprisingly tender.
Okay,
yeah, we already kind of know that. Listen, and guys, just a forewarning here, that's going to kind of be the general sentiment of all of these entries going forward. It has a hard shell. It's vulnerable on the inside. That's pretty much it. So just so you're aware.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Moving on to the Sinnoh region. It swims backwards by opening and closing its two shells. Its large tongue is always kept hanging out. Okay, so that one makes me think that it can't fit its tongue in its mouth, and that's why it always leaves it hanging out.
Well, maybe, yeah.
Because it says its large tongue is always kept hanging out, not just when it's sleeping.
Yeah, it's a really small body, so it's not gonna be able to fit it all in there.
That is fair. This thing is 90% tongue. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's all tongue, no waiting.
Yeah, that's Mr. Curtis too. He's got a long tongue.
He's very
Put that away,
please. Yeah, roll it back up and put it in your mouth. How do you even talk with that thing?
I just keep it all rolled up in there.
That was awful to look at. That was I have never actually seen him do that before. Ugh. Well, that was pretty bad. The tongue rolling is something I never want to see again. Moving forward. All right. There's nothing in the Unova region. It's all repeats. Nothing in the Kalos region. Again, it's all repeats. But we do have some stuff in the Alola region. They say the hardness.
I would love to go back sometime.
Yeah, I mean, it was beautiful. Beautiful shores. Is that the first time that you've ever gone to Alola there, Corbin?
First time I've left the region.
Yeah, I mean, of course I've been to Alola several times. I do a lot of traveling, so that definitely was my first time. But...
Hey, I know traveling's kind of costly. Do you really do it that much?
Well, it's mostly for I get reimbursed by the school, so it's a business trip most of the time.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
2 years ago, we had the Interregional Society of Assistants to Professionalism meeting.
Real quick, what's the acronym for that again, Mr. Curtis? Real quick, don't think about it too long.
Interregional Society.
No, don't say it again. Just give me the acronym.
It's the IRS. We don't ever acronym it.
We don't ever acronym. Okay, but yeah, just say it. But say it again.
IRSATP.
Find out what it means to me.
IRSATP.
So the Interregional Society of Assistants to Professors.
Professionalism.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, get it right, please.
Gotcha.
Okay, so, alright, so yes. The first entry here in Alola. The hardness of its shell surpasses the hardness of a diamond. In days gone by, people used the shells to make shields. Yeah, definitely a good use for it. If nothing can penetrate this shell, it'd be a very good shield.
Nothing.
The next one here says, this Pokemon's tongue is always hanging out. It uses its tongue with great dexterity to dig up sand from the seabed in its search for food. Okay, so this says it's digging. It's using its tongue to dig.
Well, sometimes when it gets lazy, I feel like it probably just sits there and goes, ah. But for the most part, it digs.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I would feel like, the lazier one is when it's digging. Right, because at that point it's probably like searching for like algae or something, or some kind of like.
No, it's digging involves more work. Digging involves more work, but when it's being lazy, it doesn't dig anymore. It just sticks its tongue out and goes, oh.
Well, it's trying to dig in to find a place to sleep at night.
Oh, you know what? Mr. Curtis is right. I did. The reading of this was kind of weird. It says it uses its tongue with great dexterity to dig up sand from the seabed in its search for food. But as it said before, it digs a hole in the ground and then lies in wait.
Yes.
So that's what it's talking about there.
Yes. You have to read carefully, Professor.
Very good, Mr. Curtis. Excellent work. You know what? If I had any gold stars, I would maybe consider giving you one at this juncture.
Oh, thank you, Professor. That's all I needed.
All right, the next entry here from the Alola region says, the sand that accumulates inside its shell eventually becomes a pearl, but the pearl gets in the way, so it spits it out and discards it.
Don't need it.
I
use it. I sell it. Make money.
Make pearl, make money.
Yeah, that's the order of events there, Corbin. You sell it, you make money.
That's right.
The last one here in the Alola region says, even when its shell is closed, its tongue still hangs out. If you give its tongue a good yank, the shock will cause Shellder to open its shell. Although I would not advise that. I don't.
I mean, that doesn't seem very nice to yank on.
Yeah, it's honestly and if you force Shellder to open its shell, I'm sure it's gonna get very freaked out, very anxious too, because that's its safe space inside of its shell.
Sorry, you don't want to encroach on the safe space.
Yeah, we would never do anything that might, harm or make a Pokemon uncomfortable in any way.
Of course not.
Well, you took my Pokemon and he was happy. So.
Well, no, that Pokemon, you could see how its shell was starting to get super dry and cracked because you weren't taking care of it correctly, Corbin.
No, this is why you have to have a permit to keep Pokemon.
Yeah, and you haven't had a lesson on Shellder yet, so you don't know the correct methods of caring for a Shellder. This is why we have to do all of the Pokemon in case you come across one. As any Pokemon you come across, you can take care of it.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that actually, with that entry, that's gonna do it for all of the Pokedex entries on Shellder.
Oh.
Yeah, there's actually...
Pretty repetitive, too.
There's nothing from the Galar region, and there are no unique entries from any unique Pokedexes out there, so that's it.
Nothing.
Yeah,
wow.
There's no alternate forms of Shellder, and there's nothing on its, its co-relationship with Slowbros. None of that.
Right.
That's not involved in any way. Or technically, I guess, Slowpokes, because if you recall, the distinction between Slowpoke and Slowbro was a little bit hazy. But yeah, it doesn't really talk about that at all. But just remember, students at home and in the classroom here, Corbin,
yes,
Shelders do tend to bite onto Slowpoke's tails, which causes them some kind of weird fusion thing where they become a Slowbro, and it doesn't really look like a Shellder anymore. It looks like something completely different.
Right, yeah, like a big old pine cone.
Yeah, a pine cone, or if it bit its head. Again, we haven't talked about Slowking yet, but it can potentially bite the head and turn into a completely different Pokemon. We'll talk about Slowking coming up in the next year or so. Probably, maybe. But yeah, that does it for Shellder. Do you guys? I don't do this frequently, but do you guys have any questions on Shellder before we move on? Anything you want clarified that maybe I can help out with?
So, the shell's invincible to everything, right?
Yes.
Almost, yeah.
It repels all. No, everything.
Anything.
What if a Charizard tries to melt it?
That.
Yeah, that's a predicament right there.
That is very,
because Charizard's fire can almost melt anything.
No. Charizard's fire, Charizard's breath can melt anything.
Almost anything.
However,
can't melt a Shellder.
We have a Shellder whose shell can repel any kind of attack. So
you guys know what happens, right? When if there's a fight and a Charizard tries to breathe its air or whatever on a Shellder, well, it's just the only logical thing that happens when you have two.
Immovable objects,
unmovable, indestructible objects meeting each other, the whole universe collapses and Arceus has to reset everything.
Yeah, that's happened so many times.
You ever seen a Charizard actually fight a Shellder? I haven't.
That's a good point. I haven't.
Think not.
It's because it's in their nature. They know that if they were to interact in any way,
it's built into their genetic structure that if they were to fight and interact, it could literally implode the universe.
It would send reverberations out through all the multiverses, and nothing would be the same again. So yeah, very, very good question there, Mr. Curtis. Corbin, do you have any questions regarding Shellder?
No, I just want to know what's the estimate of time I can get him back and get Sheldon back.
Well, as soon as you finish the class, that'll be probably 10 years. I think we'll have this class done.
Kidding me?
Are
you kidding
that.
me?
But maybe if we pick up the pace, you want to do 2 lessons in 1 week?
That's a lot. I don't know if I'll be home for dinner in time if we do that.
All right. Well,
I'll be missing more dinners.
You can have an extra study session in the library if you want.
Curtis, nobody goes to that except for you. I get enough from the class. I don't need to go to a study session. I get it all. I understand.
Your grades would kind of suggest that.
My grades have been on the incline recently, and you should know that.
I do know that, and I guess you have been getting some decent grades, but we have been doing some unorthodox methods of classwork that are beyond quizzes. So it's. The grading has gotten a bit squirrely in my grade book. I got to catch up on it. But speaking of that, it is time for a... it's not a pop quiz. We're not doing a pop quiz today.
Yes.
Aww.
Instead, we're doing Pitch a Pokemon. Everybody remembers Pitch a Pokemon, right?
Well, let me see it. Bring it back out, and I'll throw it across the room. It's not going to get hurt. It's going to be completely fine.
That.
No, not baseball pitch a Pokemon. Like, as in, like... a sales pitch a Pokemon, pretty much. Yes.
Okay.
I do have a rubric for you today. I finally sat down and I wrote down a rubric, so I'm gonna read that out to you when you're writing your pitches. Okay. Try to fit these 4 points here. Okay, are you ready?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Now, the first 2 points are the same as the debate rubric, if you remember that. The first one is your pitch must include information that we weren't learned in class. Do not include outside information. Okay?
Okay.
So you can't say, oh, Shellder can fly, because we didn't learn that in class. And maybe it can, but, it's not in the Pokedex, so we didn't talk about it. Point 2. You must demonstrate an understanding of the Pokemon's unique attributes and abilities. That's very important. I gotta make sure that you were listening.
Okay.
Number 3, you must provide 2 different selling points in your pitch. And then I have a little addendum here that says, these selling points must be for the Pokemon itself and not a product it provides or produces. Right? So you can't say, I'm selling you the pearls that Shellder makes. Right? You're selling the Pokemon itself.
Right, yeah.
Now you can probably I could get behind a service that the Pokemon provides, as long as you're still selling the actual Pokemon, but anyways,
right, of course.
And then the last point here is the student who provides the most compelling selling points will get a bonus point.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right.
So yeah, go ahead whenever you guys take your time, come up with a really good pitch. I want you to sell to me a Shellder. I want you to sell a Shellder by the seashore. Well,
gotcha.
We're not at the seashore anymore, but if you can,
I stole one by the seashore. Actually,
you did. Okay, all right. So some time has passed. My students were working very hard, writing their pitches, and I'm very excited to hear them. You know what? I would like to hear Corbin's first this time. I'm gonna go with Corbin first this time.
All right, cool. So this one. I learned a little bit about Shellder myself before the new rubric, so I gotta tell you, some of this was written before it, so bear with me. I think we can kind of work around the new updated rubric to make this pitch work. Here we go. Okay, so you want a Shellder, right? I mean, if you don't,
I'm
now
in the
you're
market
going to want
for
one. You're in the market for one? Okay, well, let me tell you what the Shellder can do. Number 1, let's say you have this desire to open up a store, a jewelry store. perhaps. Okay.
I feel like you're doing the exact thing I asked you not to do, but
well, again, part of this I wrote before you made the rubric, so you're gonna shut up and you're gonna listen.
I'm not sure you did though.
We're gonna bend it. We're gonna bend it.
I did put the rubric up on the class website, so it's been
well,
there for 2 days
you know what?
now.
Listen. I was really busy trying.
I
to
did
feed
also send an email
the
out to the class telling them to look at the rubric when they were.
Listen. I was busy feeding Sheldon, okay? For some reason, he just kept wanting to eat glitter, hence all of it in my bag.
Full circle. We've come full circle.
Okay, so this is a secondary thing. If you want to make money off of Shellder, that's great. You can use him for the pearls. We know that. But now that we're not allowed to make that pitch in terms of monetary gain or something like a thing that can be sold that the Pokemon makes, I understand that now. However, that still brings me to my next point. Mm-hmm. Let's say you don't need a Shellder to start your business off, but you're still in the jewelry business. Well, guess what? Those diamonds aren't going to cut themselves, my guy. So what you're going to do, when your business grows, and let's say you open up a jewelry store, it's successful, and you're like, I need something to cut these brilliant diamonds, these shining pearls, these omega rubies, and some of the alpha sapphires and emeralds, in any form that you'd like for specific jewelry. You can shape them into anything that you want. You have that customization to chisel and mold and create anything.
What about my heart golds?
You can, with heart golds, maybe even a soul silver and some
soul silver, yeah, okay,
crystal. You can do that with with the hard shell on a Shellder. Take it, mold it to what you want. You want to make a locket out of it. That's great. You want to make a little heart-shaped ring. You can do that. You can do whatever you want. So you're not simply using, obviously you can make pearls out of a Shellder. We know that. That was originally my talking point, but now it's like, you don't even need that. You already have the jewelry store set up. Just take a bunch of little Shelders. They're small. They're easy to hold. They're not like super slippery or anything. You just wear gloves, make sure they're hydrated, and you kind of just make them and mold them and turn the jewelry into whatever you want. And
wow.
So are you if I may interrupt?
No, you may not.
Okay,
Shut up.
Okay.
So that's the main reason that you can have them. A backup reason that you could use your Shellder is if you're in the construction business. Hard hats. Tape a couple Shelders to your head. Nothing's gonna fall and hurt your head there. And you could also fashion it into a hammer. You could do that.
Okay, you're really selling. Okay, you're really trying to sell this Pokemon to me as if it were an item or a tool for me to use.
Basically, yeah.
Okay, I'm saying it. Okay.
I think calling it an item is a little derogatory, but
I mean, you're telling me to use it to protect my head from falling objects, so I think you're also being a little bit non-understanding of the Shellder's feelings, personally.
Look, they're fine, okay? They're strong. They can handle it.
Okay, all right. Okay, so let me get this straight. You're selling this to me as a hard hat, a hammer as well, I think you said in there.
You can attach it to really any piece of construction. You can make it into a hammer, a hard hat. You could a jackhammer. You can put it to the end of a drill, cut through anything. A mallet, perhaps.
Well, it's hard. It doesn't mean it's sharp, but okay.
Well, you can put it on an auger, drill some holes, and whatever you want.
And then also, you want me to use it to shape gemstones.
Yeah, you can shape gemstones
to cut diamonds with.
Are the cloisters alive during this process?
Yeah.
We're not using cloisters. So.
Yeah, first of all, it's a Shellder. Is the Shellder that you're selling me? Is it still alive?
For the jewelry shaping, yes.
Okay.
For the construction, also yes, depending on the hard hat. The hard hat, he can still be alive. The hammer, he'll be fine. I think if you put them on an auger, you're going to have to use the shell pieces. Once we get to the power tools.
When you start getting to the power tools, it gets a little bit
I think
iffy.
it might be best if it's dead.
Okay. This is interesting.
I think you might want to use shell fragments at that point.
Okay, so you did. Okay, so let's take a look at the rubric here. So you did.
I followed it.
In information that we learned in class, you used the fact that it has a hard shell. Okay, very good,
Yep.
and that kind of also fulfills the second one, an understanding. Although you didn't really talk much more beyond that, so I'd give you like a 3/4 of points for those.
Okay, all right, I'll take it.
Third one, you must provide 2 different selling points. I'll get. You know what? There were two selling points there. I'll go ahead.
What were the selling points? The shell's hard and the shell's hard.
Well, you can use it to shape. You could also. Yeah.
Well, he gave 2 different things that you can use the shell for, pretty much.
Okay, all right.
Which is, again, not the shell isn't the Shellder. The Shellder is all of it combined. So it's a little bit iffy, but I'll give you full points on that one. And then we'll see where the bonus points go to after we hear Mr. Curtis's. So go ahead, Mr. Curtis.
All right. All right, for my presentation, I've created this model, as you can see.
Wow. Okay, well, describe it. I forgot my glasses, so I'm a little bit hard of seeing.
It is a piece of wood that I carved into the shape of a Shellder shell and painted it purple. So
wow. I mean, I'm not sure really. Okay, I mean, let's just see where this goes, I guess.
Okay. All right. Great. Just know that it's here. That's what it is. It's a demonstration. Okay. Let me just Oh God.
He's taking a very long sip of water.
Gotcha. All right.
Did he say I got you to himself?
I'm tagging out. All right. Hi, it's Curtis with Shellder United, and do I have a deal for you? Let me ask you. Are you a Pokemon lover?
Yeah.
Do you wish you had another source of income?
Yes.
Are you tired of your Pokemon fainting over and over again?
Well, I don't have any.
Do you wish your Pokemon could swim faster?
Yeah.
All good questions.
Okay.
Well, I have got an answer for you, and you're looking right at him.
Oh,
a piece of wood.
Meet Shellder. Look at this.
Oh.
Look at this. Bam!
Whoa, what did you just... Why did you do that?
Yeah, you follow me, camera guy? This shell stops.
There's no camera in here.
There's no camera.
Curtis, we've told you there's no camera. It's just an audio device.
This is an audio recording of the classroom.
You can only hurt a Shellder when it's open. See this right here? Go ahead. Pass it around. You know what this is?
I don't, actually.
That's a pearl. Bam! See? You thought I got it, but nope. Still good. All right. Where was
what are you? Okay. What is he talking about? I don't know what he's talking about.
They spit these pearls out just like that, and wait till you see this guy in the water. I tell you what, if you sign up now, I'll give you a spot for my weekend shield.
What the hell is happening? Chris, why are you pitching stuff around the room?
Wait, why are you giving us a spot? What is this?
I'll give you
like
a weekend spot.
A timeshare rental of a Shellder?
I'll give you a weekend spot. Hold on, almost done.
Do I have to share this Shellder with a different trainer?
I'll give you a spot for my weekend Shellder seminar for only $399.99.
The whole thing led up to that.
Price. So act now, and you won't be paying $800, not even $600 for this once in a lifetime opportunity. Only $399.99.
What's the opportunity?
Come see the income earning impossible to damage super Pokemon you've been missing out on. Thank you.
But there's no.
What? I'm done.
I feel like I'm in a fever dream. I don't know what I saw. You pitched around this fake Shellder that you made and broke it, so you didn't sell your point very well.
When you hit it, you did absolutely shatter this wood.
Right, so you're not really selling us on the point because you've already broken it. I don't know what happened.
And it wasn't even a shell. It wasn't even a pearl that you passed around. It was a grape that you pulled out of your pocket.
You didn't sell it for any creative purpose. It was just, hey, this thing don't break, and then it proceeded to break in your demonstration.
Well, if it had been a real Shellder, it would have broken. But
you should have made that statement in the middle of your presentation.
Probably,
that disclaimer.
Yeah. Shareholders are not going to like that. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm on the phone with the shareholders right now, and they are not happy.
No, that's not good.
All right, let me go through the rubric with you there, Mr. Curtis. All right.
Oh boy, buckle
I will
up.
say you did definitely include information that we learned in class. All right, you included the fact that it has a hard shell and it makes pearls. So full points on that one. Full points.
Great.
Moving on. The second one, must demonstrate an understanding of the Pokemon's unique attributes and abilities. You did say that it swims fast, and while we know that it will swim faster than we expect, I'm not sure that it's that its speed in the water is really going to be a selling point for a Shellder.
It's not. I'm not sold.
Speed isn't a Shellder's, main thing here.
Well,
it's not.
I mean, I didn't really say it was a super fast Pokemon. I just said you wish your Pokemon could swim faster. I would say there's a Shellder could swim faster than.
Let's take a look at that 7. What does that even mean? I wish that my Pokemon could swim faster, like as fast as the Shellder, or is that just something that I wish in general?
Like I wish my Pokemon could swim faster than what they currently get, and I'm saying it's a Shellder swims faster than you would think.
Oh,
so, that's how I connected it.
Okay,
I'm not feeling this.
I'm giving you half points on that one.
Okay, all right, I'll take it.
You did provide 2 different selling points, so full marks on that one.
But he just basically restated the Pokedex entries. There's nothing creative about it. He was basically just like, yeah, this thing's hard.
Okay, but he did make a wood carving, and he did punch it. And let me just say, his had a lot more pizzazz, I think I would say, than yours did, Corbin.
Sure it did.
However, I'm gonna give the bonus point to Corbin.
Yes,
because
give it to
but
me,
his
baby.
points were the same point. It was that the shell's hard, and you can use it
as
a tool.
But you were using. But I used. Listen to me. I used the Shellder for creative, practical purposes. You did not. You just said this thing's hard. Don't you want it? Like mine was more in depth.
I said it's hard. It makes pearls. It swims faster.
Cool. But you're just reciting the Pokedex entries. You're not adding anything new.
Different selling points.
Students,
you only used one selling point, which is it's hard.
No.
Okay, but he said different things that you can do with that hardness, which was the different things that you can use the hardness for were in and of themselves the selling points.
Right.
Okay. And that thing that aspect of having actual uses for them, even though I those uses are completely useless to me, are more compelling than just knowing that it is hard and that it makes pearls and that it swims faster than I might
Pack it up,
expect
Curtis. It looks like you need to go to your own study lessons tonight.
I do. I need to go to my Shellder Nanigans session. Now only $3.99.99.
Yeah.
No one's buying it.
Also, your price is absolutely ridiculous.
Half price. Not $800 today. Just $399.99.
Although, if I can say which pitch I enjoyed more, I think it was definitely Mr. Curtis's. It was his.
Oh, sure,
yeah, a lot of fun.
I'll take it, Professor.
A lot of fun. Maybe I should give a bonus point for most enjoyable too. This rubric is still a work in progress.
Mr. Curtis will always win it. Then all he has to do is destroy stuff.
Well, then maybe you should take a page from his book, there, Corbin, and maybe you should start destroying things.
I'll start wrecking the class. Sounds good.
All right. Anyways, so that does it for today's lesson on Shellder. You guys both did very, very well. I was very impressed with both of your pitches. And I look forward to what you come up with the next time we do this. And I'll work on the rubric a little bit, and we'll make it good. But anyways, that does it for Shellder. Does anybody know who we're going to be talking about next time?
Oh, you bet I do. You bet. Shelgon.
It's not Shelgon. Although I can understand the confusion.
Wait, is it really not?
It's not Shelgon.
No. Is it Lapras?
No, although I can also see the resemblance there. It's another water Pokemon that has a shell, so I could kind of see that.
Oh, hold on, let me think. It's it's that one big one that has the giant shell in the front of it.
Well, I would say that it is a giant shell in general.
Oh, okay. Well, is it so it's not Shelgon?
No,
you said that.
I got it. It's an Arctivish.
What?
No, it's not an Arctivish. Oh my god! All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It's fine. It's fine. Hey, listen. I sound aggravated, but it's fine that you don't know. We're all learning here. Although, Mr. Curtis, you should know. You should definitely know. You've been through this class plenty of times. You should know.
It's Bastiodon.
No, we're learning about Cloyster, which is the evolved form of Shellder. It's just another big old shell. Actually, this one is kind of like 2 shells in one.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
So yeah, we'll talk about that next week. But until that time, if you have any questions for me, the professor, you can go ahead and send me a Gengar mail or Gmail at wwopokemon@gmail.com. If you don't have a Gengar mail, that's fine. You can also find us on the Flying Pokemon themed social network site, Twitter. I'm there at wwopokemon as well. And if you really like this lesson, go ahead and give us a rating on Flapple Podcast or Spotify. You can give us a rating on there as well. Both are equally as appreciated. It helps me, the professor, know that I'm teaching the right stuff and that my teaching methods are working, as well as I hope they are. But until next time, class is dismissed.
Welcome to the World of Pokemon as part of the Pokecasters Network.